What if I told you this, Ghost? The word surrender doesn't exist in my dictionary. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because the moment you surrender, you don't just lose the fight, you lose yourself. We live in a world where challenges come at us like storms. Every morning when you open your eyes, life doesn't ask you if you're ready. It tests you. It throws problems, disappointments, failures, and heartbreaks in your path. And here's the truth. Most people quit. Most people give in. But you are not most people. You are here because somewhere deep inside, a voice keeps whispering, don't stop, don't give up, keep going. Every dream, every goal, every vision you've ever had, life is going to test it. Not to break you, but to see how badly you want it. You say you want success, you say you want freedom, you say you want to create something extraordinary with your life, but the question is why? Because when the pain shows up, when the doubts creep in, when the obstacles stack higher than mountains, your why is the only thing that will keep you standing. Your why has to be bigger than the pain, bigger than the rejection, bigger than the fear. Think about it. How many times have you started something only to stop halfway? How many times have you made a promise to yourself and then broke it when things got hard? That's not because you were weak. It's because your why wasn't deep enough. But when your why is powerful, when it comes from your soul, nothing can stop you. You could lose the job, lose the money, lose the support of people you thought would always be there, and still you rise. Because your why doesn't live in the comfort. It lives in the struggle. Let me tell you something the world doesn't want you to hear. Struggle is beautiful. Pain is a gift. Tears are teachers. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, every scar you carry, it's all shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can imagine. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it breaks you down. Yes, there will be nights when you cry yourself to sleep, but when you rise the next morning, you are not the same. You are harder. You are sharper. You are better. There's a saying, the harder the challenge, the greater the growth. And it's true, when you walk through the valley of struggle, you don't come out the same. You come out transformed. You come out with character, with resilience, with courage. And that's something no easy life can ever give you. So stop running from the pain. Stop asking, why me? Start saying, try me. Because the very thing you think is here to destroy you is actually the thing that will build you. Fear is natural. Everyone feels it. Fear counts the problems. Fear measures the odds. Fear whispers, you can't do this. You're not enough. But faith doesn't count the problems. Faith doesn't measure the odds. Faith simply says, I will find a way. With fear, you quit before you even try. With faith, you move forward even when the path is unclear. And every time you choose faith over fear, you take back your power. So let me ask you, are you going to let fear dictate your life? Or are you going to let faith carry you when you can't carry yourself? Listen carefully. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to have the perfect plan. What you need is a will that refuses to surrender. Because talent fades. Plans fail. But willpower, the decision that says, I will not give up no matter what, that is unstoppable. Do you know why so many people never achieve greatness? It's not because they lack skill. It's because they surrender too soon. They let their emotions control their destiny. They let temporary pain stop them from permanent greatness. But not you. Not anymore. You are making a decision right now. Surrender is no longer an option. Quitting is no longer in your vocabulary. You are the kind of person who gets knocked down 10 times and stands up 11. You are the kind of person who understands that every no is just one step closer to a yes. From this moment on, you don't break. You bend, but you don't break. You fall, but you rise. You cry, but you fight. Life will not hand you success. It will hand you tests. And every time you refuse to surrender, Every time you choose to keep fighting, you're proving to yourself and to the world that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you. You see, surrender doesn't just end the battle, it ends the story. And your story is far from over. So the next time life whispers quit, you whisper back louder, not today, not tomorrow, not ever, no surrender, not in my dictionary. When you hear the words no surrender, it's not just a slogan, it's a lifestyle, it's a choice, it's a declaration that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. History is filled with people who live this truth. Think about Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in history. People see the championships, the trophies, the highlight reels. But what they don't see are the countless failures behind the success. Jordan himself said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Do you understand? His greatness wasn't built in the spotlight. It was built in the shadows, in the losses, in the moments when it would have been easier to surrender. Every marathon runner knows the wall, the moment around mile 18 when your body screams at you to stop, when your legs feel like lead, when every part of your brain says, quit, give up. That wall is where most people stop. But the champions, the ones who finish, the ones who triumph, they push through the wall. And once you push through, you realize the finish line isn't that far away. Life is the same. There will always be a wall. It might be a broken relationship. It might be financial struggles. It might be losing your job, losing your health, or losing someone you love. The wall shows up differently for everyone, but the question is always the same. Will you surrender at the wall, or will you push through? No surrender isn't just about sports, it's about the battlefield of life. Think of the soldiers who fight for freedom. They don't surrender because they know what's at stake. Their brothers, their sisters, their families depend on their courage. You and I might not be on a literal battlefield, but make no mistake, life is war. Every day you fight against doubt, against fear, against the voice inside your head telling you to quit. But deep inside you, there is a warrior, and that warrior refuses to surrender. A warrior doesn't run from adversity. A warrior welcomes it, because adversity sharpens the blade. Adversity reveals who you are when everything comfortable is stripped away. Let's not just talk about famous athletes or soldiers. Look at everyday people who refuse to surrender. The single mother working 2 jobs to feed her kids. The man battling cancer who refuses to let the disease define him. The student who comes from nothing but refuses to let poverty stop her from becoming the first in her family to graduate college. These are the real heroes. Not because they had it easy, but because they chose to fight when surrender would have been easier. And you are no different. You don't need to be rich, famous, or powerful to live a no-surrender life. All you need is the decision. The decision that says, no matter how hard it gets, I will not stop. You see, pain is not your enemy. Pain is the proof that you're alive. Pain is the sign that you're growing. And if you can learn to take that pain and turn it into fuel, there will be nothing that can stop you. Think of Thomas Edison. 10,000 failed attempts at creating the light bulb. 10,000 times he could have said, enough, I surrender. But instead he said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. That mindset, that refusal to surrender, changed the world. Or think about Oprah Winfrey, abused as a child, fired from her first job as a TV anchor. Countless reasons to quit, but she refused. She kept fighting, and today she is one of the most influential voices on the planet. What about you? What pain are you facing right now? What storm is beating against your life? You can let it crush you, or you can let it create you. Right here, right now, I want you to make a declaration to yourself. I will not surrender. Say it out loud. Whisper it if you must, but mean it. Let it sink into your soul, because once you decide that surrender is not an option, everything changes. You stop looking for the exit and you start looking for the solution. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you and you start becoming your own hero. From this day on, surrender is no longer in your vocabulary. No matter how many times you fail, you rise. No matter how many times you fall, you get back up. Because that's what fighters do. That's what warriors do. That's what you do. The world doesn't give greatness to quitters. It gives greatness to those who refuse to bow down, who refuse to break, who refuse to let surrender write their story. So remember this: every obstacle, every setback, every heartbreak, it's not there to stop you. It's there to test you. And when you push through, when you fight back, when you refuse to surrender, you become unstoppable. In the final part, we're going to talk about how to live this no surrender mindset every single day. How to make it your lifestyle, and how to inspire others with your story. Because the fight doesn't end here. The fight has only just begun. Every single morning, life hands you a choice: to fight or to surrender, to step forward or to step back, to rise or to retreat. And the truth is, most people surrender without even realizing it. They surrender when they hit snooze instead of getting up. They surrender when they settle for comfort instead of chasing their dreams. They surrender when they let fear dictate their future. But you are different. You are learning that surrender doesn't belong in your dictionary. You are learning that every small decision you make, every action you take, is shaping your destiny. So how do you live the no surrender mindset? Not just today, but every single day of your life. Here's the first truth. You cannot depend on motivation. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fire that keeps burning. Motivation will fail you. Discipline will save you. Think about the U.S. Navy SEALs, the toughest warriors on the planet. Do you think they always feel like training? Do you think they always feel like pushing past their limits? No, but they do it anyway. Why? Because discipline beats feelings. If you only act when you feel like it, you will never achieve greatness. But when you act regardless of how you feel, that's when you become unstoppable. So build habits that reinforce the no surrender mindset. Wake up early. Exercise your body. Train your mind. Do the hard things first. And when your mind whispers, stop. Give up. Take it easy. You answer, no surrender. One of the greatest mistakes people make is trying to fight every battle at once. They look too far ahead. They get overwhelmed. And when overwhelm sets in, surrender sneaks in. But champions don't fight tomorrow's battles today. They fight the battle that's in front of them, one day at a time, one step at a time, one punch at a time. So stop worrying about how you're going to climb the whole mountain. Just focus on the next step. Stop stressing about how you're going to finish the marathon. Just take the next stride. Victory doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in small, consistent steps that build momentum over time. Do you realize that the loudest voice you'll ever hear is the one inside your head? That voice can either be your worst enemy or your greatest ally. Most people let that voice beat them down. It says, "You're not good enough. You're too tired. You can't do this." That's surrender. But the no surrender mindset flips the script. You talk back to yourself. You tell yourself, "I am strong. I am capable. I will not quit. I will not give up." Muhammad Ali once said, "I am the greatest." I said that before I even knew I was. That's the power of self-talk. Speak victory into existence. Declare who you are before the world even sees it, because words shape belief and belief shapes reality. Listen carefully. You cannot carry a no-surrender mindset if you're surrounded by people who surrender every day. If the people around you quit easily, if they settle for mediocrity, if they complain more than they fight, you will absorb that energy. So choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with warriors. People who lift you higher, people who challenge you, people who refuse to let you quit. Remember this, if you're the strongest one in your circle, you need a new circle because iron sharpens iron, warriors sharpen warriors. At the end of your life, when people look back at your story, what will they see? Will they see someone who surrendered to fear, to pain, to doubt? Or will they see someone who fought with everything they had? Understand this, your life is not just about you. Your refusal to surrender will inspire generations. Your children, your friends, your community, they're watching you. And when they see you fight, when they see you rise after every fall, you give them permission to do the same. That's the legacy of no surrender. It's not just about winning for yourself. It's about becoming the light that guides others out of their own darkness. So here's the truth. Surrender will always be the easier option. Quitting will always whisper in your ear. But you must decide, right here, right now, that surrender is no longer in your vocabulary. When the road gets hard, no surrender. When the pain gets heavy, no surrender. When doubt screams louder than faith, no surrender. When everyone else walks away, no surrender, because you were not born to quit. You were not born to give up. You were born to fight. You were born to rise. You were born to live a life that echoes far beyond your last breath. So stand tall, take the hit, face the storm, and declare with everything inside of you, I will not quit, I will not break, I will not surrender. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever, because surrender does not exist in my dictionary.